Casey is joining us today, and let's talk about new venture, looking and seeing how he is reshaping real estate escrow. All right, Casey, let's bring you back on. Casey LeBlanc, check him out. There he is. There he is.
Hey, David, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How you been?
Well, I just heard you talk about the 49ers, and so you're bringing up some bad things right to start. But I saw you were in Las Vegas as well. We were both there.
I was blessed. Got to sit down with one of my old little, now huge mentees, Al Guido, the incredible, humble leader of the Niners, and Elevate as well, and huge. I was bummed, but anyways, I'm a Charger fan as well, so I just can't catch a break in AFC or NFC football. But I can catch a break in real estate. And you and I have the same mindset of real estate, understanding the best investment that's protected by all laws in America since the inception of the Constitution. We have been protecting the landowner, and there's so many different ways to build legacy, legendary wealth in real estate. But one of the pieces and parts of real estate that you focus in on is the escrow side of things. The biggest losses and waste of time, emotion, and value can occur during escrow. You have a very unique approach and inventor of utilizing escrow. I was hoping you could share with us with what you were doing with New Venture Escrow.
Yeah, thanks. I've been in real estate in different forms and fashions over the last 20 years, and escrow was such an important component of a transaction that nobody was really paying attention to. And so I decided to refocus and just give 100% of my entrepreneurial spirit into the space. And so we just took existing technology and started adding it into the flow of how we would close a real estate transaction. So we typically do residential, we do some commercial. You can really escrow anything. And so really adding in technology into that usually a 30-day window as to when you get into contract and when you close contract, electronic signature, mobile apps or web apps. And now we're introducing AI into the process. So just an easier, more simple way to close a transaction is what we really focus on.
And are you looking at all at blockchain? I mean, obviously blockchain is meant for escrows and being able to track the history of a property and all the different nuances within the context of blockchain without too much interference or added fees and costs, etc. Also being able to fractionalize a property, providing more value and liquidity in a property when we do so. How do you see blockchain integrating into escrow?
Yeah, it's a great question. I know for a fact that our industry, specifically, the settlement side of it, we are so far behind the times. And so when you talk about fractionalizing and utilizing blockchain, is that coming? Yes. Is it here? Absolutely not. I would guess, and even though we're seeing the velocity of technology happen much, much quicker, I still think we're 10 years away from actually seeing that in a practical nature. So I do think there'll be incremental, in improvements in the technology as to how we close. When we start to see fractionalization and or blockchain, it's so, there's so many different counties and the way that they do business is different, the legalities. It's funny, we live in California, and California is probably one of the least technologically advanced states when it comes to notaries and closings and county recorders. It's really antiquated in the legalities and the red tape that you have to go through to get anything done from an advancement of how things should be done. So while I think it's coming, I don't think we're quite there yet.
I agree with that, and I do think it is coming eventually. I remember back one time I was buying a house and a car at the same time, and they both had dot matrix printers they were still using. So talk about the two industries. Ironically, in California, which is supposed to be the most technologically advanced state with Silicon Valley, Telecom Valley, all types of valleys that we have of technology in California, seems like somehow counterintuitively, we haven't addressed the two biggest industries of real estate and automobile industry in those closings or escrows, you say. Now you have a venture suite as well. Obviously, that's an area in which I deal with a lot. Where can we get help from your venture suite?
Yeah, so Venture Suite is a tech specific for the escrow space. So anyone in settlement or trying to close. And so what we did is took a brick and mortar escrow company and then started building technology into that, and then decided, wow, other people are interested in it. So license it to other companies that do similar things to us or similar things as us in other states. And so any if you follow me, all my stuff is on my Instagram and all my social media stuff. And so we do licensing, we do deals in other counties and other states to try to help people, because one of the things the problem that we were solving is that people buy and sell and transact real estate, and that closing component of the transaction was something that left people with a really kind of a sour.
Confused taste in their mouth, and we wanted to try to solve that. So our technology tries to help with some of that.
Yeah, it really does. And those efficiencies, there's so many different businesses that are complementary to the Venture Suite, to the escrow side of things. Are you expanding beyond, just the escrow? Meaning, are you providing the different alternative services that are included in escrow in order to facilitate additional streams of revenue?
One of the things that we're looking at now is remote notary. So California finally, after years and years of kind of going back and forth with people that make these decisions, finally passed the remote online. So we're trying to keep everything digital in the escrow side, and then make the notarization part of it really simple. So from the time you get into contract, which typically if you're working with a real estate agent, you're doing things digitally. They have the DocuSign is integrated into the contract. So we're trying to take that and use the same type of mechanics through the escrow. So digital signature and the filing cabinet to be online so you can access everything. But what it gets really clunky is the closing, is when you have to sit down with someone face to face, and so the remote online notary was passed, and so we're starting to implement some of the digital notaries into our process to try to keep it from the time you start working with us till the time that you close. Everything can be done online. And again, some people want to come in and shake hands and meet and show your ID and sign 3,000 pieces of paper. But I would say a majority of people are, hey, let's get this thing. I know exactly what I'm getting. I want to get this thing done and closed as quickly and easily as possible. So we're trying to account for both of those types of parties.
Yeah, especially with the globalization of real estate, meaning I own properties all over the country, and it was extremely efficient in the closing, except for the notarization where I'm running into the bank and giving my fingerprint, which is ironic because, I was doing much larger transactions virtually, where you have biometric and fingerprints, identification, matching, right, and digital verification, which was much safer, much more efficient for everyone. And, there is one of the things that I know that you guys have done for years. People forget that this is usually the largest purchase of someone's life.
That's right.
And so there's a lot of emotions. Like you said, some people want to go in and shake hands because they want that emotional closure as well. But a lot of people, it's really nice because when we are heightened in anxiety or emotion, every second seems like a year. And, the greatest real estate people like yourself are able to manage the expectations and keep people at ease during a very anxious time where people overreact to the smallest things.
That's right.
And that can kill a deal, by the way, as well, or just be unnecessary when it's your first time, especially. And I just want to applaud you, Casey, because I know your reputation, obviously being someone from your area, owning properties. I always look at that side of it is, this person above the game, do they just care about closing it, or do they actually care about the person and understand this is the largest purchase of their life? And part of that is to make it really enjoyable and reduce the dis-ease, the anxiety and fear that it always exists in that type of transaction for everyone. So I wanted to applaud you. Everyone, if you're looking for the best, Casey LeBlanc, I guarantee won't let you down. CaseyLeBlanc.com is a great way to find them. New Venture Escrow, and of course, the Venture Suite, if you want to utilize the techniques and platforms and procedures and processes that he's utilized for years to make more money, help more people, and have more fun. Look forward to having you on more of my shows, my friend. Let's get together in person when I'm down there. You're still in San
I'm
Diego,
in San
right?
Diego. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks. I enjoyed this a lot.
You're amazing. Thanks, brother. Take
Have a
care.
good one.
Awesome. All right.